Hari's lived his entire life on the streets of New Delhi and sells balloons for a living. He's been asked these questions many times in the past. But has life changed for him?
They've come here before, but what's the point? I still can't send my kids to school or get a decent job.
Nobody really knows how many homeless there are in India. Figures are sketchy and unreliable. And with no identification papers, children can't go to schools and families can't claim welfare benefits. The point of this exercise is to include every homeless person in this country, and government officials are conducting simultaneous exercises all across India. And the time that they have to complete this is literally 2 days. So, not everyone's been counted. Across the city in a different area, this activist says officials have not counted large numbers of people.
This is a total mockery of a statutory provision. Census gives you the real figures, and we treat census data as sacrosanct. That what realities emerge, we take it. We have learned from census data as such. People will be deprived of their basic rights, basic entitlements.
As the rest of India races ahead on the road to modernity, there's a real danger the flaws in this exercise may leave behind some of its most vulnerable. Prerna Suri, AlJazeera, New Delhi.
India has sentenced 11 men to death for an arson attack on a train that led to massive communal riots. Another 20 people have been jailed for life. 59 passengers, most of them Hindu, died in the 2002 train fire in Gujarat state. Politicians blamed Muslims, sparking riots that left up to 2,000 dead. All the suspects are Muslim, and some relatives say they were set up for political reasons. Police in the Democratic Republic of Congo have arrested more than 30 people after an attempted coup. Up to 60 armed men attacked the president's house on Sunday, killing 7 people. Leader Joseph Kabila wasn't at home at the time. Fighting spread to a nearby army base before the Republican Guard put down the attack. New Zealand came to a standstill on Tuesday as the nation marked exactly a week since a powerful earthquake struck. The city of Christchurch bore the brunt of the disaster. Police say up to 240 people may have been killed. Veronica Pedrosa reports.
A Maori elder calls to welcome the living and mourn the dead. The Prime Minister and top officials bow their heads. Bricks from the ruins of Christchurch symbolise the devastation around them. And New Zealand stopped, a week to the minute since a powerful earthquake. Emergency crews from around the world too silenced their jackhammers. They joined millions of New Zealanders in sombre tribute. 2 minutes of silence to remember the dead and missing. Prime Minister John Keyes called it one of New Zealand's darkest days. The official death toll is still rising.
The number is fluctuating, but the figure that you've quoted of around 240 is solidifying.
A major inquiry has been promised to find out why so many buildings collapsed in Christchurch, a city that was supposed to be quake-proof. The finance ministers warned the earthquake's likely to wipe out any growth in New Zealand's already struggling economy. As if things weren't bad enough, Christchurch is still experiencing violent aftershocks, opening cracks in the ground, threatening to cause landslides and rattling residents' already frayed nerves. The destructions also revealed secrets of the past within this destroyed statue of Christchurch's founder. These documents are thought to be historic and appear to hold a message from the city's founders about their vision.
And I'm hoping there'll be some very interesting thoughts and visions in here, and to honour not just those who founded this place, but those who have given their lives as a result of this dreadful earthquake.
Though it has killed so many and destroyed so much, in a way the earthquakes also brought back to life the voices of people long dead. Veronica Pedrosa, AlJazeera.
The German defence minister has resigned over a plagiarism row. Karl Theodor zu Guttenberg stepped down after he was allegedly found to have copied large parts of his doctoral thesis. Guttenberg was considered most popular member of Angela Merkel's cabinet and until recently a candidate for chancellor. This is Al Jazeera. These are the stories making the headlines. Residents of Nalut in western Libya say pro-Gaddafi paramilitary forces are just outside the city. They're reportedly hiding out in deserted army barracks and are equipped with anti-aircraft machine guns. There are fears that pro-Gaddafi forces are preparing to launch an attack to reclaim the town. Meanwhile, the Libyan leader has laughed off suggestions that he should leave the country. In an interview with international media, he also denied using airstrikes against protesters, but admitted that planes had bombed some military sites. There are reports of clashes between people fleeing Libya and border guards in Tunisia. Security forces have been overwhelmed by the number of people trying to cross at Ras Ajdir. Thousands of Libyan and foreign nationals are waiting at the border for aid sent by the international community. Nigerians who fled the unrest in Libya are accusing the Gaddafi regime of atrocities against them. Nearly 1,000 have been flown home in the past 2 days, while another 1,000 are still awaiting rescue.
I have so many friends in Libya. They told me that they cannot speak because the Gaddafi have killed their cousins and uncles. He destroyed them all.
I thank God because I'm free today. And I'm not going back to any Arab world. I will never travel to any Arab world again.
Yemen's president has hit out at Israel and the United States, saying they're behind the unrest sweeping his country and the Arab world. More protests are being held on Tuesday, and a senior cleric there, Abdul Majid al-Zindani, has joined the protesters, calling on the president to step down. India has sentenced 11 men to death for an arson attack on a train that led to massive religious riots. Another 20 people have been jailed for life. 59 passengers, most of them Hindu, died in the 2002 fire in Gujarat state. Police in the Democratic Republic of Congo have arrested more than 30 people after an attempted coup. The government said up to 60 armed men attacked the president's house on Sunday, killing 7 people. Leader Joseph Kabila wasn't at home and was unhurt. New Zealand has marked a week since an earthquake hit the city of Christchurch. The country observed 2 minutes of silence to mark the occasion. More than 150 people have been confirmed dead. Those were the headlines. Talk to Al Jazeera is next. Do stay with us if you can.
Hello and welcome to the programme. I'm Taimur Nabili. Now, rapid developments in Libya and the rest of the Middle East have been turning that region upside down. Old leaders are out or struggling to hang on, and what comes next is increasingly hard to predict. Well, on Monday, many world leaders descended on Geneva, attending a meeting of the UN Human Rights Council to consider these very issues. Several speakers used very strong words to condemn what is happening in Libya.
Today we have signalled that crimes will not be